Hi guys, Blake and Jackson here today with Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on beautiful upper Lake Taneycomo. It is Friday the 9th of April and we're going to do the one cast for you today. Today Jackson and I have boated up here. We started kind of right there below Andy Williams's flat, and we're going to try drifting some scuds today. So let's see here. So my setup today, I've got a regular UV gray 14 and a light UV gray 14 scud. That's a size AB split shot, and I've got one of our medium size airlock bobbers. I think I've talked about these a couple times now, but so that little threaded part goes there on the line, and then you can just unscrew that a little bit and you can set your depth. I'm gonna go about, we're gonna start at about 10 foot today. We're gonna work this north bank over here, kind of on the shallow side. So today they are running 2 units again. Table rock has officially reached 9:15, so it's possible that we'll see them slow the water down a little bit. One way I can tell what my depth is kind of set at, if you got a 9-foot fly rod and you pull your bobber all the way up there to the tip and pull it down to the base of the rod, you'll know you got at least 9 foot. You can kind of judge from there. I didn't quite get to 9 foot yet, so I know I need to extend that a little more. I've got that split shot about 14 inches above my first scud, and I've got my 2 scuds about 10 inches apart from each other. I'm in one of our new pontoon boats today, continuing to get some of the break-in time on it. It's roughly about 82 degrees, but it is cooling off. We've got a potential thunderstorm starting here in about an hour and a half. It's supposed to last for at least the early part of this evening. We got some new life jackets for the one cast. I've already got a fish on here, and my net is somewhere, I have no idea where it's at. My net has been removed from the boat, so you guys will get to see me try to land a fish. Life jacket might come in handy real quick. And it's not exactly a small rainbow either, so landing this fish will be a little bit of a trick. It's a very pretty rainbow, bright colors. Jackson, hop in and grab this fish for me, buddy. Alright, I'm gonna lay down and attempt to grab this fish. I did have a net in here at one point. There we go. Come down, buddy. All right, we got a beautiful male here. I believe this is one of the broodstock fish. He's got a giant kiped jaw there. He took the regular gray UV scud. One more nice look at that pretty fish. Get back in the water. There we go. All right, so that is a fish on the first cast. I'm gonna get the boat. Now, because I don't have a trolling motor, I'm leaving the motor running while we drift here. It'll pull us back out into some deeper water. Okay. So that size AB split shot is enough that I can see it ticking the bottom via the indicator there. I haven't got too many fishing reports today. I know that night crawlers are still working. I've heard that the creeks are somewhat loaded again with fish. I would assume that the water temperature in the creeks is significantly warmer than the water out here. Our main water is just now getting up to 43 degrees again. It was at 44 with the floodgates running, but it has dropped back down since the generators have been solely running now. Anyway, like I was saying, we got some life jackets we'll be wearing on the one cast for safety when we're out here doing this by ourselves. Let's see, Dwayne is out on a trip right now. Him and Bill Badler both showed up for some afternoon guide trips today. Yesterday, Dwayne had a fly fishing trip in the 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts that were happening, and he said despite how hard it was to control the boat, he said that they hooked up with a lot of fish, landed a few of them, and they were doing what we're doing right now. They were using a fly rod with that double scud rig, and he said that they were biting the UV the best primarily. I find that the UV scuds are usually better when the sun's up and bright, and of course the sun was shining bright when I tied these rigs up, and as soon as I started driving up the lake, the sky started turning dark blue. And so it's possible that I could get a little better bite if I was using maybe just a regular gray now because of the lighting conditions, but I will say that those UV scuds work fairly well whenever the sun is shining bright. Not that they won't work right now, but I like to use them whenever it's real bright outside. I'm going to pull my indicator in. I'm going to add just a little more depth. We're kind of closer to the middle now, and that weight is actually about 2 foot away from the bottom scud, and the weight is what I need touching the bottom. So if I'm fishing 9 foot of water, then I need 11 foot from my indicator to the weight in order to get the scuds where they need to be. So I'm going to add just a little more length there. The other thing that guys have been doing real well on lately, I heard a couple reports. Bill Badler told me yesterday they were catching some on a mega worm, on white mega worms. There's a fish. Oh, that's a a healthier fish. He's running me way out there. Oh, he popped off. Well, sometimes you can't win them all. He was running though. Actually reminds me, I took a cast off the dock this morning while I was waiting on some boats to come down. And first cast off the dock this morning with a white jig, I hooked into something that was huge. And it took it, I felt it shake its head a few times, and it took off upstream up the dock and snapped my 2-pound test. I would imagine it was a big brown, but no telling. I'm gonna just check to make sure he didn't get my scud there. Nope, he didn't break me off. He just got loose. I couldn't keep the proper tension on him. So anyway, the white and chartreuse megaworm and the egg pattern. Egg patterns, the orange and peach egg patterns have been good underneath an indicator, just like we're doing right now. I do believe that when I set that a little bit deeper, that made my difference on getting to the bottom like I needed to be. And like I said, I'm in the pontoon boat right now, so I don't have a way to control my drift really. So I'm just going to keep turning the camera as the boat turns here. The sky is getting pretty dark up near the dam, from what I can tell. I'll pull this in, just make sure we don't have any moss. You gotta keep remembering to check that kind of thing. Right now, there's hardly any wind. Of course, as I say that, I feel the breeze start. But so I'm getting a really good drift right now. I'm not having to mend my line. It's not getting pulled downstream really. Ideal conditions for drifting without having to do any work. But, oh, there's one. If we did have wind, I would want to be using in this case, the big motor on the pontoon boat to keep the boat and the indicator drifting at the same speed. And I believe he took the dark gray as well. So they are seeming to like that dark gray a little more than the light gray. I'm gonna attempt to lay down here and grab this one. Well, I might just try to pick him up on the deck here. I'll probably regret it. Nope, I got away with that one today. You gotta be careful with those double scud rigs. They will get all kinds of tangled up in it. Make sure my scuds aren't tangled. Okay, so despite the dark conditions, they're still liking this UV gray scud. And I primarily focused, even though we kind of drifted towards the center, we focused on this shallower side. We are now going through the narrows. This would be a point where I might have enough weight still with that AB weight, also because of how much leader I have out behind it. But whenever the water picks up speed like it does here, this is always a good point where you'd want to add maybe a little more split shot to make sure you're bouncing the bottom like you're supposed to be. And I got a bunch of moss on there, so I was definitely getting to the bottom. Okay. I'm trying to cast as far as I can right now to get over near that channel in the narrows. Those fish like to hang out right on the edge of that. I sure would have liked to have landed that one that went running. He felt pretty heavy. Jackson's taking a nap on the couch back there. It must be a nice comfy couch. Jackson approved. I would make a further back cast, but I got to worry about catching that canopy back there. And I'm starting to hear a little bit of thunder, so I might be ending this video rather quickly. I'm hoping to at least make it to the end of Eagle Island over here. Oh, there was one. He ripped that bobber all the way under the water. Trying to get my cast right out there in that channel. I just saw a pretty decent sized fish come up and surface over there. Brought his back all the way out of the water. If you're a fan of tying your own scuds, we do sell the materials for making these UV gray scuds up in the shop. You can even do a little mixing and mix a little black in there, give it a little peppery look, and sometimes those little subtle differences catch a few more fish. See if I can get one more roll cast out of that. Oh yeah, there we go. I'm gonna try keeping the boat close to the edge of the island here. This is one of my favorite spots to drift a scud. There's one. Oh, I saw him. He got away. I feel like he got away with my scuds. I was using a 6X tippet there, and he sure enough did get away with my scuds. It's just what I had tied on there already, and I set that hook a little hard. So something you got to be conscious of. When you're using that lightweight tippet. On this rod, I've got pretty much all the same thing, except I have 5X tippet on this one. Got that same airlock bobber. I've got one regular gray UV scud, and I've got one of those airlock bobbers on here as well. That sky is not looking too promising. Now the only difference here is this is a 3-weight rod. So it's something I use kind of for dry fly fishing and such. But if the oxygen levels are good and you want to fight a fish for a little bit longer, a 3-weight is a way to do it. I'm seeing fish flashing their sides here in the water, picking up scuds. There is one right there. So guys, they are biting these scuds real good today, and they have been for the last week or so. I just saw a flash of lightning up there. I think this will be our last fish for the day. So if you're coming out, get some scuds out and put them underneath an indicator and have some fun. I believe he took that UV as well. Now the other scud I had on this one was the rainbow scud, which is one that it's probably one of my favorite scuds to use out here. But it looks like he also wanted the UV. Yep, sure enough. Ooh, this is a pretty, he's got a real bright orange stripe. Oh, we're not gonna get a look at him. Darn it. Let's try one more time. I'll push my luck with the rain. Jackson's probably not a fan of that idea though. Well guys, another lesson learned. Always remember to make sure there's a net. Because I put one in here just the other day and it's already gone. It's just now coming off the very end of Eagle Island, kind of into the eddy off of Eagle Island. Water slows down here considerably. This would be a point where you'd want to pull your split shot in and put something on a couple points of a gram less heavy. Because what'll happen is that weight will get down there and drag too much, and it'll drag a bunch of moss, and then you'll be pulling moss off the whole time. All right, I'm gonna call it. I don't want to get rained on today. So we thank you guys for watching today. Like and share us on Facebook, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't. And one of us will be back out here to do it again tomorrow. Thanks guys.